doe ik voor de rest in Axapta. Okay. So you can see the portal, right? Now.
Yes.
Okay. Are you recording?
Yes. You
Good.
can just go ahead. Yep.
Okay, so this is the retailer portal as what any European dealer will see at this moment. And we focus primarily on service parts and on warranty. Let's say the dealer wants to order a spare part, so doesn't even want to claim, they just want to order the spare part. Then they go to service parts, and then over here they can enter a frame number and then search for the bike. So this is a model year 21 AnyTour as we as the one you used as a reference. Then they can click this button for the parts. And then you can see that the entire service BOM will appear. So I will scroll through it. You can see all the pictures that are linked to the components. And for example, I need to look at my own screen. You can see the item itself plus the SKU, so the dealer knows what they are going to order. Well, let's say the dealer wants to order this part, then they can go here and they can see the SKU, they can see the available quantity, and if the quantity is low, then they can also see that. Then I add it to the cart. I go to the checkout, and then the order will be processed to Axapta. It's as simple as that. If we talk about, for example, about a, let's say, third-party component, let's say a Suntour front fork, and then we can see the details here. There's no picture in it, but it says Suntour, and then the expected delivery, it also says, please call Suntour for a replacement. So if the dealer wants to order such a third-party component, whether it's Shimano or SRAM or Suntour or whatever, we have utilized the system in such a way that this notification shows up, that the dealer knows if they need a replacement, they go to the local supplier. Let's well, all the pictures are in, it's all very clear, but if, for example, we have a substitution available, let me find something that could be
The motor.
yeah. So over here, the original part is this SKU, and it says that we have a replacement part. So the original is no longer available, but the replacement part is this SKU, and the dealer can order that that component to repair the bike. So it's 100% compatible, but it's the, let's say, successor SKU of the original one.
Is that possible that both parts are available at the same time?
Yes, that is possible, but then we set the alternative settings that, for example, we say finish the original part first and then change to the new part.
That is the setting in Axapta.
That's a setting in Axapta. So then we are sure that the old stock is consumed first before the other item is being used.
But can dealer show see both options?
No.
No, the dealer just sees, this is what the dealer sees. The dealer sees that the original item is even if the original item is available, then he will not see this replacement option. Only if the original item is not in stock anymore, then the replacement item will show up.
So that's the
that-
setting. That is the
there's
setting
an-
in SAPTA that we can set per item.
Yeah.
For each item is a manual setting. So in this case, for this original item, it is set, go to replacement item when no stock, something like that.
So there's no scenario that you have multiple options available at the same time for any service bus.
Ideally, no. Ideally, we always have the alternative item settings in such a way that it filters down to one component.
First available component.
It can be that, for example, the original is still in stock and that we know that we need to start purchasing an alternative, then we say finish the original part and then start using it when the stock is empty.
We can show that later in Exapta, for example.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
So is this clear?
Yes, clear. This one
Okay.
is clear. This is more like we call master data is a static. But when you show the data, actually you consider some dynamic information. For example, the available stock or not.
Yeah.
So my understanding that you might have multiple options, but you will set up in Exapta which one you want to show.
Correct.
Then if the one you want to show is out of stock, then maybe you will show the other one.
Yeah.
Is it possible that you can show us about the setting in the Exapta?
Sure. Later on, I will show you how this BOM is built in Exapta.
Yeah, because the sample data they send us only the static data part.
Well, here's the example for the Shimano component. Here it clearly says ready Shimano, no stock, call Shimano. That is always the case. That's also something that we set in Exapta. Okay, but let's say for this same bike, we have a warranty case. So something is defect. Admitting on forehand, this warranty is not very interactive. So it's very static in what the dealer can fill in. But let's start a new warranty case over here. Also, it always starts with the frame number. Then the system will find which bike we are talking about. Then we go to the next page. And then again, we see the service BOM, same as what we saw in the service section. So you can go through it entirely, but let's make it simple. And let's say hypothetically something is wrong with the display. Let's select this one, this display. So over here, you can see that this is the picture. And we want to, let me see, it also over here says that the original is not available anymore, but there is a replacement part going to be sent. It is mandatory for a dealer to click the picture to make sure that they review what they are ordering. So what are they requesting as a replacement? This is something that we do primarily for color related issues. So let's say, for example, we don't have the original frame in red anymore, but we only have the black one as alternative. Then the dealer knows based on the picture that they are going to receive a black one as a replacement. So then this toggle is switched to that it's been reviewed. Does the dealer want to have a replacement? Yes. Problem type, let's say something is wrong with the button. Based on the item group of the defect part, fixed defect codes will show up. No, it doesn't show the drop down on the share screen, but on my screen there is a drop down menu of 2, 4, 6, 8 different possible defect codes. So again, let's select this one, and then if there's a little asterisk, that means that it's a mandatory field. So for this one, the dealer needs to fill in on of function defect, for example. Then over here, the dealer can upload a picture of the frame number of the bike, a picture of the actual defect, a picture of the complete product, and if applicable, a serial number of the defect item. So some components have a serial number, some not. That's not predefined, but if the dealer sees a serial number, then we prefer it that they shoot a picture of it. And the last one is a proof of purchase. So that's the invoice for the customer. And if possible, a service platform report. So if the bike has been connected to the service platform and the platform says that there's a defect in the display, then the PDF from the service platform can also be attached. And if there's, for example, a noise issue or an alignment issue, then the dealer can also upload a video. Let's see. Let's upload pictures. Okay. And then, and what also is over here, is mentioned over here, is that the part needs to be sent back to Giant for review. So that means that the dealer knows that this component needs to be sent to the GSC for evaluation and analysis. And then save the item. And then you can see that for this bike, this is the summary where the display will be linked, and this is all the issues that we just filled in. And then continue, and then we can fill in the customer reference. So it's for Eric Muller. So if a replacement item arrives, then the customer reference is on the box label. So then the dealer knows, oh, this is for Mr. Muller's bike. Then they can give Eric a phone call that he can come back to pick up his repaired bike. Then send the warranty claim, and now the case is sent to Axapta. This is it, and let me see if it already pops up in Axapta. I'll share that screen as well. It's a miracle it's there. Okay, I will start sharing the Axapta screen. One moment. So you can see up here the the header where it's my name. So I'm the dealer who registered the claim. Change this size, and then over here you have the claim line, and well, the item, the quantity, the price, the status at this moment, and also some other functions. So when we receive these claims, then Eric can see that there is an open claim waiting in Axapta, created by his best dealer. Then I think the first thing that he will do is check the image, probably.
Yeah, on the notes, what the problem is.
Oh yeah, the notes. Well, let's take a look at the issue. See, this is where I filled in on-off function defect. And you can also see that here is replacement requested. That is an automatic function that fills in once the dealer selects on the portal that he wants a replacement. So now Eric knows that he needs to create a replacement order. For some components, the system does that automatically because the warranty judgment is not too big of an issue. So let's say, for example, if the saddle is defect or a tire or a vendor, then those are relatively cheap parts where the risk is not that big and no additional investigation is required. Then if the dealer says, I want to have a replacement, then the replacement order will be generated automatically. But for this case, because the part needs to be sent back, Eric needs to judge it first, and then he needs to manually create the replacement order. So then we take a look at the images. Well, over here you see all the pictures that I just uploaded to.
Don't show on the screen.
Oh, it doesn't show. But anyway, under there are the pictures that are uploaded. I can.
It doesn't show the.
One moment, let me see if I can share this screen as well. Here you can see the pictures that I just uploaded. See? Okay. Now we'll go back to the return order. Okay, here's the return order again. Then the first thing that needs to be filled in is that we need to determine whether this is a manufacturing defect or a design defect or whatever. Let's say a giant fault, then it's warranty. But if it's something that the customer, that let's say for commercial purposes, we accept the claim, then they will select goodwill. So we have the option warranty, or we have the option goodwill. Warranty means that Eric is able to claim it towards the factory. Goodwill means that the dealer will get a credit, but the cost will stay in GHS. So it will not be transferred to a factory. But let's assume that this is a warranty case. Then also the GSC needs to select the condition. And there are two options possible, that is used or out of box. The reason why we do this is that we want to know if components are going to be troublesome because of some use or during use, or if there's a manufacturing issue and it's already when the bike arrived at the dealer. So let's assume that this is out of box already defect. So we select out of box. And then the next thing that we want to also include is, for example, a labor refund for replacing this this display. Let's say it's quite some work, so we pay a 50 euro labor refund to
The dealer.
the dealer. And then we want to add a replacement. And then in the functions, you select replacement item, and then it will, this will not show again. I need to.
Maximaliseren. Is dat nou niet zien?
I need to share another screen, one moment. Yes. So over here you can, this is the replacement item screen, but then I select alternative, and then you can immediately see what item am I going to send out. And then over here, the GSC can still double check what are they going to send out. So an image of the item that is going to be sent out. So then they are sure, am I going to send a display? Yes, I'm going to send a display. And then I need to select that I want to send one piece.
And you can also see what is on stock.
Yeah, the available stock. Yeah, correct. And then we say apply. And then we can still do it. I will not go into the judging process, because then I will post this this case and then I cannot cancel it anymore. But normally, denk jij niet gewoon uitzet, toch? Yeah. So normally, if Eric says this is okay, then he just switches this off. Then it means that he has judged the case, and then he can select here allow posting, and that means
No,
the
you
case
first
is
need to
closed.
do function.
Ja.
Okay.
Dat wil ik wel even doen.
Nou, die haal ik alweer.
Let's also send a replacement. Create a replacement order, and it says you want to do this. Yes. Here you can see the sales order screen where a new component will be sent to me. You know that's it?
Nee.
Okay.
And
then if we refresh this order over here, you can see it in the bottom line here that the replacement order is set.
Yeah, and I want to add
The
something.
only thing that we still need to do is make sure that the prices are equal.
Get a warning there.
Yeah, because over here it says that the prices are different. Probably this one is, well, this one you see that the price is 47 euro and 19 cents. And the bottom one is 44 euro 27. What you need to do is before 27, make sure it's equal. And then if you refresh the order, then it's gone, and then you can allow the posting and the case is closed.
And one thing I would like to add, we are also able to, in setup, maybe you can show that, to add shipment cost, which we can claim to the factory, because this is warranty. We need to ship it. It costs us money, so that money to ship this item we can also claim to the factory. So when we fill this amount out in this part, then it will also show up on the warranty claim report we create every month.
Eric, I got a question. How about the labors here?
Yeah, already, Rick already showed that.
Labor is already in.
Oh,
He
okay,
showed that. And,
thanks.
So, and this is, for example, I exaggerated the cost a little bit, but for example, if you need to ship from here to a dealer in Hungary, that will cost giant money because it's a warranty case. The dealer will not pay for the shipping. So the cost for shipping that component from here to the dealer can be included in the claims to the factory. So the factory pays the price of the defect part. They pay the labor refund that needs to be given to the dealer, and the cost of shipping it from the GEDC warehouse to anywhere in Europe. And the question, what we just spoke about, here we have the original part from the BOM of the bike. And what you can see over here is that we set the alternative item to the replacement that just has been sent. And the setting for this is when there is nothing in inventory. So we first purchase the original part, then we change to an alternative part. And when the original part was sold out, it will automatically refer to the alternative. And we can also say always that, for example, in the BOM, there is a different SKU for a component than the component that we purchase. For example, the bike is produced at GEM, but we purchase the spare parts for these bikes or compatible spare parts at GTM under a different SKU. Then we say it always has to refer to another SKU. And those settings, they are all manually maintained by the guys over here.
That's it in a nutshell.
That's it in a nutshell. Yeah. Let me delete this because otherwise I will receive replacement.
No, I will do. Yeah, I can do that. Maar toch de shippost zelf. Dus.
Toch weg.
Ja. Dan zijn het akker overijverig is. Okay, any questions so far?
That's all the operation in Azapta.
It is the operation to yeah. It's not the operation to create a service BOM and all those kind of things. That is a whole different story. But this is how the operation is handled once the case is made on the dealer portal.
Okay. So basically, the dealer will submit the claim case in dealer portal, where they can submit the required information like claim number, etc. Then select the service parts over there, submit the images, photos, everything. Then they submit the claim case. Then afterwards, the giant service agents will do everything in Azapta, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and the importer or dealer, they can see over here, and this is my account. I don't have any warranty issues, but you can see over here the items that are claimed. So normally there's a list over here with the item number, with the RMA number, with the frame number of the bike that is linked to it, the warranty handling, and the status, if it's rejected or approved or all those kind of things.
Yeah, the tickets list and also the status.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so okay, got it.
This is then only the part. Yeah.
Yeah. No, go ahead.
This is then the part for creating and judging the warranty claim. And then after this, when everything is done at the end of the day, we also in Axapta create a shipment proposal for all the warranty claims that were approved that day to actually ship out all the parts that were added to the sales orders.
Okay.
So there's also something not to forget.
Yeah, that's you got all the warranty demands, then you arrange the shipments, something like that, right? You get the available to ship, then you arrange the shipment, then you create a shipment to the warehouse or whoever, then they will ship out the parts.
Yeah, we do. Yes, we do that almost every day, and separate from the regular service parts and bikes, because especially with our customers, they're also importers, and they arrange pickups for their bikes and their service parts. Okay. So they do that once a week or once every 2 weeks. So we cannot wait with warranty parts for them to pick it up. So we ship that on a very regular basis, so each other day or something like that.
Okay. In addition to shipping frequency, any difference from the regular product shipping?
Yes, that I said, just like I explained, we do that almost on daily basis for warranty.
Yeah, that I mean, except the shipping frequency, for all the shipping procedure operation, any difference from regular shipping?
No.
No.
Okay.
That's only for the warehouse then, that there's a shipment method that we assign to the sales order, so that the warehouse knows that it's being picked up by the customer, or it needs to be shipped out by UPS or whatever transportation company we use.
Okay. Okay. Got it. Quite clear so far.
It's a lot, I guess. Huh?
Yeah, I think the first thing to discuss is, because Axapta is going to replace by SAP, so the operation you have been doing in Axapta to handle all the claims must be changed some way. So either we develop some new platform allow you to do all the operation there, or you customize that in SAP. But SAP is not quite user-friendly and not easy to customize. So
slow and painful, right?
Quite painful, yes. And
no, but that's the meaning. That's the meaning of SAP: slow and painful.
Yes. Yes.
That's what I learned from GTM people. So
yeah, that's why the idea is we would like to create a new platform based on our need, so that you can handle all the claim cases in easier way. Then after you handle everything there, then we just use data integration to send the information into SAP to create sales order, create shipment, etc., etc. So that can ease your pain about SAP. That's the idea. But if
you can make that happen, I will build a statue for you.
Okay, so for the dealer portal part, we can keep that as it is, or you want us to kind of optimize that? So it depends on your idea.
What is really missing at this moment at the dealer portal side is a interactive function to be able to communicate with the dealer. Because
that's not included.
Yes, and that is what we saw included in the demo you gave, and that is really, it's not a small step forward, it's a giant leap forward. Because right now, if the dealer creates the claim on the dealer portal and it transferred to Axapta, then everything all of a sudden becomes old-fashioned again. Then in a GSC, in a dealer direct market like Giant Benelux, they need to pick up the phone again. Eric, he needs to start emailing with his customers, which then becomes very long-lasting, time-consuming, and the communication about the issue is not stored centrally. So, for example, let's say I will also work for GHS, and Eric starts the claim, has the communication about it in his mailbox, and he's off for holiday or something, then I do not know what has been discussed already. But if there's a possibility to communicate already in the claim, in the platform itself, then I can read back what Eric already confirmed or promised or denied. Then it's easier to pick up. And for a later time, if the dealer comes back also to Eric, then you can verify what happened with this issue. You know, how did we come to this conclusion or this
What
decision?
has been discussed and agreed
Yeah.
upon.
Yes.
Okay.
But
How about this? We heard you. Then we also see what you are doing today. Then let me talk to the developers to see how we redesign or kind of reframe the prototype to make it more giant version.
Yes.
But I think what also be helpful if you have a redesigned version that we could try out a little bit to get the feeling of it, and then
Yes.
also come with some suggestion, and then when there's some data behind it that we can play around with and come with some
Yes.
additional.
Yes.
The thing what I want to emphasize right now, and sorry to interrupt,
Yes. Go ahead.
the way we are working right now, Giant does that already for many years, and I'm not saying it's perfect. By far, it's not perfect, and it has a lot of shortcomings, to be perfectly honest. But one thing that our dealers and distributors praise for Giant is the user friendliness of the current service and warranty function on our portal. And I think that we should use that foundation, that fundament that we have at this moment right now, as a base starting point for anything that we are going to develop. So we keep the user friendliness and then try to extend that with more interactive and compatibility with SAP. That would be ideal.
Okay. Let's do this. So we already record the demonstration. Then let me talk to the developers. Then we come out with some new design. Then we'll deploy to the web. Then we can send you the URL so you can play around with it. Then because we want to show this with the data, so maybe we need some sample data from you guys, especially for the service BOM part. You can give me whatever data you have, maybe 1 or 2 model. Then we try to manually input the data into the system for testing purpose.
Okay, 没有问题.
Okay, thank you. Very good. 很好.
Okay.
That's as far as it goes. Don't worry.
Okay, so thank you.
Hi guys.
Yes.
Sorry, I'm not sure. Do I miss that part? I'm not sure what we doing now for the Hungarian dealers. How do they claim the warranty? Do they use the? Do they
Oh, we
use
do it
the
now, you
Hungarian? Yeah. Do they use the Hungarian?
Do the same as they use the same. They do it the same way as our distributors do. They use the same portal.
Okay. So in that interface, do we use Hungarian or use English or? I'm not sure.
English.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. I'm not sure for that.
I don't think there's a Hungarian-based portal yet.
All in English, I think.
It's all English.
Okay.
We can build a new platform with multi-language because nowadays there's a standard framework to build that.
Yeah.
So that the dealer can select the languages.
Yeah, but some of the turn you need to provide the translation,
Yeah,
or you
yes.
want us to use AI to do the translation for you.
AI
Okay,
is
roger
fine,
that.
but then have it double checked, please, because AI
Yes.
can have some funny interpretations.
Yeah, I know,
can-
I know. Because when some people ask us to do the different language version, and we ask giant people to provide the translation, then it never come back.
Yeah.
Sounds like experience.
Yeah.
Yes, you know that
Yes.
we want to put the right life to Hungarian version. Then the vendor asks us to provide the translation. It never come back. Already
Really?
been a year already, I think.
Wow.
So okay.
No, but
Anyway, so that's the action item for us. We will share this with the partner. Then we come back with the revised version. Then please provide us with some sample data. After that, then we come back with a new prototype. Then you can comment on the new prototype for that. And we try to follow current system, especially the dealer portal part. But the Azapta part will change a lot.
That's okay. That's
Okay.
Understandable.
yeah,
Okay,
understandable.
sounds like a plan.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank
Been
you.
productive.
Okay,
Yeah.
Okay.
Till
right
next
on time.
Thank you.
Have a nice
Bye-bye.
day.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.
坤子